Hello, hello, and welcome to Homeschooling with Heart. My name is Stef. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I do appreciate it. Today, I am going to talk about learning language arts through literature, the Red Book, and I'm going to let you know why it just wasn't a match for Remington. But first, so before I get into learning language arts through literature, I would like to try something. Now, you can play along or you don't have to play along. Your choice. As always, humor me. I just humor me. Okay? So close your eyes and I want you to imagine a rainbow. And I want you to imagine the rainbow with all of the colors. All right. And then, so open your eyes. Now, if you saw the rainbow, cool. If you didn't see anything, if everything was just kind of black and there really wasn't an image in your head at all, congratulations, you're like me. Okay, y'all. I just found this out at my age that I don't see images. I thought that when people said, I just can't get this image out of my head, I didn't really know that y'all had an image in your head. I'm freaking out because I don't have this. You know, when we were in school, well, not we, but, well, okay, when we all were in school, and they would say, okay, imagine a sunset and imagine the horse, near the pond and the sunset in the background. You know, I'm sitting here just kind of thinking about a horse and a sunset. I don't really see anything. I'm just thinking about one. I did not know that you could actually see pictures. And I am so jealous. And I just found this out. I don't know how I went my entire life not knowing. I guess I just never brought it up. And I guess I always just thought when people were like, yeah, I can see an image in my head, I just thought, okay, yeah, I can think of an image. You know what I mean? I just never thought people had actual images going through their head. You know, people can read books and see things, and I can't. I actually just, I close my eyes and I just have thoughts. I don't see anything. It's just whoop, it's black. So the mind's eye for me isn't there, and that is so weird. But apparently, more people are finding out that this is actually a thing. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's like aphantasia or something like that. Anyway, they've given it a name. But yeah, leave a comment for me if you saw the rainbow. Leave a comment if you didn't see anything. And this is the first time you're finding out that people actually see images. Anyway, yeah, I'm jealous. I just thought you should know that. I know you didn't come here today for that, but we have to have a little bit of fun, right? I mean, come on, we gotta have a little bit of fun sometimes. Even though that wasn't really fun for me when I found out I didn't have that ability. Let's get to learning language arts through literature and why we don't use this program any longer. So everything I just said does go to a point that I am going to make with learning language arts through literature. Remington processes information. He is an auditory learner, which means that, obviously he learns by listening. He is somebody that if I tell him, I give him the instruction and I tell him to do it, he will do it. Boom, boom, boom. Doesn't come back till it's done. And it's done. Learning language arts through literature was busy for him. And when I say busy, I don't mean busy work. I mean there was a lot on the page that caused distraction for him. He has a hard time reading the information and then doing what it says because he is an auditory learner. It wasn't anything to do with the program. It was how he processes information. And he cannot go from, okay, we're going to spell this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. That just confuses him. And he just gets really distracted. He can't focus and he can't do it. However, if I were to just take a portion of this out and, sit it in front of him and say, okay, we're going to talk about it. He's going to read the blip. I'm going to tell him what to do. He's going to do it. There you go. The other thing was, and this was just for me, I felt that it was quite a step up from the Blue Book. I felt that this was a lot of information. And I know that second grade is a big grade. I get that. Okay. I think that this was a huge step up from the Blue Book to this. And I think that I don't know that it allowed enough time for the phonetic sounds in the Red Book. To me, that was just quite a bit, especially, going from just these short vowel sounds and reading CVC words. Still reading CVC words, but now, just kind of piling on a little bit more. If he would had been able to decipher the information, but he just wasn't able to. I'm not saying that it won't work for you and yours. I'm just saying that looking at it last year, I really was surprised that it didn't stay on the long vowels. It seemed like we were introducing new blends in almost every single lesson. From what I saw and what I am seeing now with Memoria Press, I don't know that there wouldn't have been gaps for him. Now, that is just him, and that is just my opinion, okay? He can process that chunk of information and go forward. But if you start putting a lot of different things, he gets distracted and he can't focus. It's the reason why he has a hard time reading and writing at the same time. He can listen and then write, but it's hard for him to read something and then write. It's hard for him. He has to continue to reread it. Put that on him at the age of 8. We started doing Mad Libs last year, and then we picked up I always forget what the thing's called because it's so close to this. Learning, well-trained first language lessons of a well-trained mind. So we picked that up, and he really started thriving in that. We had oral discussions, and he would just boom. He would have the information, and he was good. There's a few other things, that we have to do for the auditory processing part as far as language arts is concerned. As far as math is concerned, he can read the word problem and do math. But because I homeschool, I could have broken this up, and I probably would have broken this up. I love the program. If I were to do this with Remington, I probably would have to have Explode the Code to go with learning language arts through literature. You know, I still have it, y'all. It's just because it's curriculum and I love it. No, I still have it because I really wanted to look at it and go through this and compare it to what is working now, and looking at what he is doing now and comparing the two. I can totally see why it wasn't working for him. So there you go. I hope that you have learned something today, even if it is that you see in pictures and I don't. Or you just found out that people do see in pictures. Comment at the bottom if you use learning language arts through literature. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your feelings about what we have discussed today. Thank you very much for watching. And until we meet again, be good to each other.